And you guys will put something. Okay, so here we are in another practice with embodiment and resourcing. And I'd like to start by thanking you all for being here. And this time, let's start sitting. We're going to do a check-in again with the 3 centers. And so first, let's start, though, by looking around in the space that you're in and just notice the items in your space. And so with the question in mind, or just kind of the attitude in mind of where am I? Where am I physically? Okay, well, I'm here. How do I know I'm here? I can see through my eyes. I can feel with my body, my senses. And then I invite you to put your hands over your lower tummy and close your eyes and go inside into your inner physical structure. And then just check out, how are you doing today? How are you doing right now in your body? So part of embodiment is bringing awareness to our bodies and what we're experiencing just as it is, without judgment, without trying to change it. And there may be thoughts that arise, like you might have words come up when you ask yourself, what am I feeling? That's fine. But let's see if we can just directly experience the sensations, whatever it is you're experiencing in your body. And even let your awareness drop down through your body, down through your legs, down through your feet, into the earth. So we are a microcosm. Our body is a microcosm, and we reflect the macrocosm, the earth. And so it's nice to just kind of tune into that earth mother energy that we are all a part of. And then bring your hands up to the heart area of your body. And this time tuning in to your heart, the energy of the heart, the feeling tone of how you're feeling right now. So again, just checking in, tuning in. What is my emotional tone right now? Maybe you have a mood or a particular emotion happening. And again, just allowing yourself to experience it without judging, without trying to change it. And now let's also expand our awareness out, either metaphorically or in some way. Expand your awareness out into the world. So there are many, many other beings on the planet, animals, plants, other people. Other people have hearts. And so if we can expand our awareness to connect on that macrocosm level of all the hearts in the world. And then let's now move up to our upper center, the mind. Just touching into your head with your hands for a few moments. And you can then let your hands rest on your lap. Bringing your attention to your head space, your mind. What is your mental state right now? What is it like? And then also tuning into the awareness that is experiencing all these different aspects, your body, your emotions, your thoughts, and then this awareness that is just present here at all the time. And let that awareness expand out into the universe. Again, the mind, your individual mind is a microcosm, And the whole universe is the macrocosm, like universal consciousness. Okay, so let's let that go now. And you may have noticed some particular thought patterns. You may have noticed some emotions. So we're going to actually invite that into the next part. And there's nothing really particular you have to do. It's just more of an attitude of, let's bring that, whatever we've come here to this practice, let's bring that into the practice. We're going to do some movement next. And I want to just mention the idea of anxiety. Anxiety is something that a lot of people experience, probably everybody does to some degree or another. And anxiety, kind of on the physical level, on the nervous system level, is really a fear energy. And so that fear energy, often when we feel stuck in anxiety, it's like the energy is like sort of stuck. It isn't completing itself. And so we're going to work with the energy of anxiety. We're not going to work so much with the reasons for the anxiety or the thoughts about anxiety. We're just going to work with the energy of anxiety. And we're going to actually embrace it with our bodies. And so I'll start sitting and then I'll back up and stand so we can do it a couple different ways. So you can bring your arms and your hands up and just begin to shake your hands. And try it in different ways. So very lightly. Don't do it in a way that feels too abrupt or sharp or uncomfortable. But experiment. There's just different ways that you can move your arms, your wrists, your fingers. And with that attitude of exploring and experimenting, feel it ripple through the rest of your body. You might feel yourself, your torso and your head rocking a little bit as you're doing this sitting. Great. So you can do this sitting. I like doing it standing because I can really get the rest of my body more fully engaged. So I'm going to stand up now. If you want to join me doing standing, that's great. And if you'd rather just continue sitting, go ahead and do that. So I'm going to bounce a little bit now. I'm going to bend my knees, straighten my knees. And I'm going to feel that going all the way from my feet up through my body, my chest, my shoulders, my neck, my head. You might also notice if there's an area of the body that's still kind of holding, like your neck might be holding or your belly. And since probably nobody else can see you, just go ahead and let your tummy go, let your different areas of your body flop around. When I first learned this, it was kind of embarrassing and it felt kind of silly. And now I'm finding that it's just very comfortable to me to do this. Try including a couple big deep breaths. And if you need to pause for a moment, that's also fine. We're going to continue this a little bit longer. I'm going to show you a couple different ways of doing it. So this is the up and down mode. Next, I'm going to invite you to try wagging your tail like a dog. So imagine that you have a tail going out behind you and let your hips swing side to side and just let that ripple up through your spine and your neck. You might feel your weight shifting a little bit on one foot or the other. Sometimes you can do it quickly, like a little chihuahua. Or you might go slower or medium paced, like a medium-sized dog. If you've ever watched a dog when it's happy and it's wagging its tail, it always looks like they're smiling at the same time. And you can also do it rather slowly, like a large dog, like a Saint Bernard. A couple of nice big deep breaths can be great. I'm going to show you one more way to do it, and I'm going to turn to my side and bring the hands up. Now this time I'm going to alternate one arm going forward and one going back, and then let my hips swivel a little bit. Feel it in the shoulders. And then you can do both hands going together, forward and back at the same time. Yeah, so we'll just continue that a little bit longer. You might try standing on one leg. So again, the idea of experimenting. Notice if there's one way in particular that feels good to you today. Now letting it slow down and coming into a stillness. And let's just stay with this. Notice how your body feels. You might want to try closing your eyes. Great, and now we're going to do another movement. This is a circling movement. So you bring both arms out to the side and up, palms up. Now I'll bring the hands toward the body, come down the midline, palms facing down. And we'll repeat, arms come up, palms facing up. Hands come toward the body and down the midline, palms facing down. Now let's add the breath. Breathe in as the arms come up. Exhale as the arms come down. This one you can modify if you don't want to lift your arms that high. You can do very small circles. It's kind of fun to try different sizes until you find what feels just right to your body. See if you can connect the breath with the movement. Nice big breaths, slow exhales. Inhale coming up. And exhale as you bring that energy down. Connecting the movement with the breath, with your attention on the movement, on the activity, bringing the different parts of your experience into unison in the present moment. So you can go faster than me, you can go slower than me. Just looking for what feels just right for your body right now. A couple more of these. Last time, a little bit slower. And we can either stay standing or sitting for this last one. I invite you to bring both hands up over your heart. I'll just say one thing about, I mentioned anxiety earlier. Sometimes when we're anxious, we want to calm down. And in this practice, we started with a movement that was more active. It allows the body to feel that anxious energy. You may not have felt anxious, and that's fine. If we practice these movements, then when we do feel anxious, we'll remember them more easily. And so now let's go into our final part of the practice, just being present. Close your eyes, let your awareness come in again into your body where your heart area is. You might let your head bow forward just a little bit. Feel the neck open up in the back and soften. Breathing into your heart. Allowing yourself to savor a few moments of quiet, of stillness. There might be a little bit of movement or a little bit of sound. Letting the mind stay present and aware. I invite you to think of something that you're grateful for, and it could be very small. big, small, medium, it doesn't matter. Just pick something that you feel a little bit of gratitude for. Feel that gratitude energy in your heart, in your body. Savoring, integrating, anchoring the experience in your nervous system. And then we'll close there. So you can, when you're ready, gently opening your eyes.